everyone, it's Anne-Marie at Art of Alignment Academy. This week for our newsletter video or our vlog, the topic is taking everything personally. Practice taking everything personally. In Miguel Ruiz's book, Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements, don't take anything personally is the second agreement. He goes on to say that you are not responsible for the actions of others. You are only responsible for your own actions. I live my life. I don't live your life. It doesn't matter what others think of you. Taking things personally is the maximum expression of selfishness because we make the assumption that everything is about us. And finally, he says, we are not responsible for what others understand. This week, I want to invite you into an experiment, and that is to do the opposite of what Don Miguel Ruiz suggests. In other words, take everything personally. And why? Because I think that this might be a worthwhile exercise in identifying how taking everything personally affects your biology, aka your health. Recently, I was speaking with a client about how to break through his resistance to trying something new. This is an educated, intelligent, and passionate person who ran his business for more than 25 years. He shared with me how he's having problems communicating with some of his family members because they have so many issues and they refuse to work on themselves. According to him, they are resistant to doing the real work of self-exploration. He feels justified in having done and still doing what he calls the deep work, and therefore it's not him that needs to change. They have to change. So I decided to invite him in a little exercise in consciously taking in everything that his family members told him personally. And here's what happened. It wasn't more than 1 week into the experiment and when my client came in for his alignment session. He was totally bedraggled and says to me, "It's all your fault." Turns out that taking everything personally from a conscious perspective exhausted him. He had not realized how holding on to his point of view was actually creating so much stress in his body. You've heard the expression thick-skinned? It's a saying that refers to someone who comes across as tough. You have thick skin, you can take it. He admitted that he didn't enjoy how thick his skin had become. He realized that holding on to his beliefs, which made him critical of others, was thickening not only his skin, but hardening his entire body, including his heart. Your body's first line of defense is your skin. Your skin is made up of cells filled with keratin, making it mostly impenetrable, waterproof, and resistant to disruptive toxins and most invaders. The key words here are most invaders. Here's the greatest danger to your health when you decide to hold your stance in being right and taking things personally. The inner surfaces of your body that live underneath your skin are compromised. This layer is the protective membranous material that lines your respiratory, digestive, urinary, and reproductive systems. And these mucous membranes are more vulnerable than your skin. In other words, if you maintain a thick skin and hold stoic in your stance of being right or impenetrable, the underlying membrane of your skin is also affected, and that compromises your biological health. A couple of weeks ago in our Monday Facebook group call, I spoke about what happens to your internal system when we are riddled with anxiety, when we experience a lot of anxiety in our life. Maintaining a position of righteousness is equally toxic and will make you physically sick. My point in inviting my client and you to experiment to experiment this, right? To consciously take everything personally when in communication with his family was to assist him in sensing how debilitating and exhausting that is. Taking things personally can be considered a chronic stressor which produces an excess of the hormone cortisol, and cortisol affects almost every organ and tissue in your body. So for example, cortisol helps to regulate your body's stress response. It helps to control your body's use of fat, proteins, and carbohydrates. It helps to suppress inflammation, regulates blood pressure, regulates blood sugar. It helps to control your sleep-wake cycle. In other words, choosing to take things personally has an immediate and direct effect on your physiological health. Okay, so what do we do about it? I'm going to speak about this at greater length on next Monday on our weekly Facebook group calls. I do these live calls every week on the Art of Alignment Creative Leadership Facebook group page. And I do this in the hopes of supporting you on your healing journey and also to increase your vitality, your life force, and your overall health. I teach from a mind-body perspective, integrating holistic and scientific information and knowledge, and also really looking at how your mind, your beliefs, your systems, your mind, your beliefs, and your emotions affect your physical health. I offer insight and practices that you can use right away to help you increase your mind, body, spirit, and emotional health. Best of all, we do this as a group. I invite you into a Q&A session. That's every Monday at 11 a.m. And then you get to participate by sharing your insight and maybe sharing some supportive information for other members in the group. My focus and goal is to create this sacred circle of connection to support one another in healing ourselves. And it's so helpful. Last Monday, we had such a great time, everybody contributing and really asking very insightful questions that actually supports the entire group. So I really hope you'll join us on Monday, which is August 1st. We're moving into August already. And to finish today's newsletter vlog, I wanted to share a short quote from Alan Watts, and it goes like this. Paradoxical as it may seem, the purposeful life has no content, no point. It hurries on and misses everything. Not hurrying, the purposeless life misses nothing, for it is only when there is no goal and no rush that the human senses are fully open to receive the world. I wish you a wonderful week. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you next Monday. Bye.